You spent your whole life trying to blow up, but Elohim never had time for donuts. The beat gon' have no time for cold cuts. The game like big fish came to join up. Yeah, I'm still independent, ain't sold a million records yet. Used to be on my checklist, big diamonds don't need a necklace. Look, we built the sound like it's double speed Tetris. I cannot build without God in it. We built the sound, you can't copy this. I never brag, it's just confidence. I never rap for your compliments. I wrote this one for the indie grind. If you ain't signed on the dotted line, can't buy my soul with no dollar signs. The industry so full of troglodytes. I don't follow trends. Run it up. Say that with my chest. Run it up. No, I will not bend. Run it up. Gang time in it. Gang time. I don't follow trends. Say that with my chest. I will not bend. Gang time. Run it up. 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 You gotta put in that work, dog. I put the kingdom first. I know that you gotta wait for your turn sometimes to build something really sustainable. Work on your catalog so the day that you finally pop off, you'll see it's not just a once.
Well, there's never a shortage of shows or sights and sounds throughout this city, but for the next few hours, all eyes are glued to Allegiant Stadium here in Las Vegas. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Indianapolis Colts and the Las Vegas Raiders. The shadow's starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports. From his end zone, Isaiah McKenzie. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive. Oh, a nifty juke there.
Not much fun for a guy trying to tackle him.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Their first play from scrimmage is a pickup of 13. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
Back to Taylor on first down. We'll get this up to about the 44. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. So he is able to turn that into positive yardage, but I think it's fair to say that those are not the shots you're wanting your quarterback to have to absorb.
And he has to know sometimes when to say when. You have to know when to give yourself up, and let's face it, not easy for these guys to do because they're competitors as well. But sometimes you do learn your lesson the hard way, as he did there.
A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And that's how you pick up a first down. Not only does he make the catch, but has enough body control to get his feet down inbounds, toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
1st and 10, Richardson looks to throw it. Got a man, it's Darren Waller. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. 1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Here's Richardson to throw. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
So many times we've seen him try to escape the pocket and do something with his legs, but in this case, the pressure was too intense, and he made the wise choice to just get rid of the football and make sure no one was going to get it.
Come back, team! Come back, team!
Play action. Now Richardson. Rolling to his left. Sideline throw. It's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, and now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal will feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
QB sneak Richardson, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out, and the Colts are on the board first here in Vegas. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. On the ground is Jacobs to start the drive. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it second down. The Raiders at 5-3 now on the year. And they come in playing some pretty decent football, 5-3 over their last 8.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
To throw again on second down. Garoppolo, and he rifles one incomplete. Charles, already trailing by touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down as that was not an easy one to hold on to. On 4th down, A.J. Cole comes on to punt. Back deep, Isaiah McKenzie. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
no doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Second down, another run with Taylor. And he'll push forward to the 37, gain of 2.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And the Raiders call on a nickel set for third down. They go play action with Richardson. And the Raiders have got him. The veteran Joe Schobert getting to him behind the line of scrimmage. To punt on fourth down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble. That could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. And boy, showing how tough he can be to bring down, just fighting his way forward to pick up 7 yards.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Once again, it's Jacobs. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Only a yard in the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. Well, they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up 4th down and 1.
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the offense will recover, but it won't make much difference here. This will still be a turnover on downs. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. Off play action, Richardson. And his throw is incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. 2nd down, here's Richardson. Forced out to his left. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Colts 7, Raiders nothing.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Richardson to throw off play action. Catch is made by Hardman. And he's going to be taken down, but there's a penalty flag in the backfield. Is this a hold, or did they rough the quarterback? So a critical mistake, roughing the passer. Now it's 1st and goal. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
Jonathan Taylor, a touchdown machine. He's going to get plenty of looks down here near the goal line. So if I'm on defense, I might start getting prepared to see his number called a couple of more times.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he takes it in for a Colts score. Mecole Hardman, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Colts have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And it's now 14-0.
14. Raiders, nothing.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Set to get this drive started. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. He finds his man complete. That's Jacobs. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down.
And that's not a play that you see all that often at the start of a drive. But some teams, they don't mind doing it. And that one, well sold by the offensive lineman. They showed the pass, and then they got out into space, able to get some good blocks downfield and allow the play to be successful.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. That ball nearly intercepted. The rookie had his hands on it but couldn't pull it in.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Garoppolo. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. His first catch, good for 14 there and a 1st down.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest at first half, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
Garoppolo on 1st down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
A good spot to throw, and indeed they'll come out with 4 wide receivers here on 2nd and inches.
21. Here we go.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. And he gets it down to the 32. 2 yards, good enough for a 1st.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Garoppolo now. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Colts are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit. And that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
It's the Pro Bowler Chandler Jones who makes the tackle. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Richardson off the play fake. They'll roll him out right. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. They'll get 34 yards there. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And nothing much materializing there on the 1st down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on 1st down.
Let's go now.
2nd and 8 coming up. Two minutes to play, 1st half. It's 14-0. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
2nd down, another run with Taylor. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Richardson to the air on 1st down. Waller taking it in over the middle. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards, the final tally. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time.
19 tight. 19 tight. 60
Richardson out of the shotgun. Touchdown, Colts. Darren Waller from 19 yards away. And the Colts go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that makes the score 21-0.
Raiders nothing. Chase McLaughlin to kick off for Indianapolis.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
26-yard line.
Looking to throw again on second down. Garoppolo. Oh, trying to get that to Adams, but that's intercepted. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
But these are the situations that really test the defense, those sudden changes. They're already inside field goal range to start the possession. Their goal now, keep it to a long kick, if indeed they end up trying one.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Running left, Taylor. 51 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. 1st and 10, it's Richardson. He's got it. Touchdown. Darren Waller as the first half is winding down. And the Colts will extend their lead here just before halftime. The extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
Here we go, here we go.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And with 8 seconds on the clock, really not a lot of time to try to put anything together. He finds his man, complete. That's Tucker. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. This time they'll just keep this on the ground. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So we come to halftime here with the visiting Colts taking the lead to the locker room. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? And we welcome you back now alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this third quarter of action. And we will not have a run back here as the second half starts with a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
He gets this to Davante Adams. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to bring up second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Garoppolo looks to throw once more. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. To throw, it's Garoppolo. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And they're going to move it down inside the 25. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Jacobs going to try the middle. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9.
14 more yards.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. Give him 9 on the scramble there, and it'll leave him with a second and just a couple of inches.
I think the defense surprised him there with that blitz on first down, but give him credit. Stayed cool under pressure and still found a way through the extra rushers for positive yardage. Well done.
65. White.
Jacobs will take this one in for a Vegas touchdown. So that, Charles, their first score of the ballgame, obviously, coming here in the third quarter. Is that going to be enough to energize the troops?
It's a great question, and we'll wait to see the answer, but it's finally something for them.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. It's caught inside the 5.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When you'd line up, go ahead, and there's a fake, and now he's going to get 2. That's great. But from the 15, the risk-reward, it's just not there.
So risky to get 15 yards on a fake. Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You could say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
They went counter there offensively, and a couple of defenders were on skates for a second.
They certainly were, and you know what offensive linemen love about the counters and the misdirections? Sometimes you don't even have to block the defender. He can run himself out of the play if he doesn't read his keys properly.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 79 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, you don't turn your nose up at a gain of 4, do you? They'll take that on first down. Playbook's got to be pretty well open on 2nd and 6.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Again, it's Taylor. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL, and all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Richardson will keep it once again. He'll wind up getting 3 on the keeper there, but it leads to a 3rd down.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. Richardson. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Scott. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 22-yard line. 18 yards, a big pickup there on 3rd down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
On 1st down, Richardson. Eluding the pressure right. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
I haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would try to run through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
1st and 10. Here's Richardson with it. Steps away to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Excellent recognition that none of his receivers were beating coverage and getting open, so he just threw that one away. They'll come back to the huddle, reset, and try something different.
Third quarter from Southern Nevada. Here's a 2nd and 10. They give to Taylor out of the gun. And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion and a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, here's Richardson. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And they get him down about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 3rd down pickup of 5. Well, a clear running situation. Try to take time off the clock. He ran the previous play, set that play action up nicely.
Boy, did they ever, because they had shown the ability to run the football. So now you lose your keys as a defense. You dive for the running play, and they hit them over the top.
Okay, break.
Going for it on fourth, Richardson. And it'll be intercepted. And the Raiders are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on fourth down.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
Here we go.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
Go ahead.
Their mini two-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. And this is going to be a Raiders first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly, and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
After the sack on first down, Garoppolo, and this one's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Here we go.
The offense on third down, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Now Garoppolo. Hard throw, incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
He was defended by Anthony Averett.
Here we go.
Now Garoppolo, gotta have this one. And he comes back with one complete. And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. The Raiders try it on fourth down, but to no avail. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. On the handoff, this is Taylor. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Chandler Jones so quick. He was the one that got in to stop that one before it got started. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. On the counter, it's Taylor. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 101 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on third.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Play action. Now Richardson. Throwing left side, it's complete. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. That puts him in excellent position, first and goal after a gain of 19. They'll run here with Taylor. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Jonathan Taylor with his 13th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Colts add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here we go, here we go.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. A partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they're trying to hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. Garoppolo looks to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Here's Garoppolo to throw. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. But defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
That is caught inside the 5. And the Raiders are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
1st and goal at the 3-yard line.
Here we go. 13.
Garoppolo again. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Anthony Averett picks it. And the Colts are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. So a good drive with a bad ending, Charles. They move it down the field well. Cannot finish it off, though, as it's intercepted in the end zone.
Deflating, that has got to be the word here because they were sharp in moving it down the field. But sometimes you start thinking like a touchdown is a given. And it doesn't always work out that way as we saw there.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And got his man complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Give him 32 on the play.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Boy, missed tackles continuing to plague this defense, and they surrender another big play and a touchdown here.
Yeah, by my count, at least 2 guys had shots at it, maybe even more than that. But this defense, they looked out of sorts all game long. That was definitely not one of their better efforts right there.
Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. Pulls it in at the 13. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here we go, here we go.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. And the Colts are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. But with this advantage, this defense knew the passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there. Worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it
and they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
You'll use that as ammo going
Exactly.
forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Garoppolo. And that one drops to the ground. Incomplete. Clock stops here just inside of 20 seconds. 19 left.
Here we go.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Garoppolo. And it's complete to Adams. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. And with inside of 10 seconds, 8 to be precise, we get whistles and a timeout on the field.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
From midfield, here's Garoppolo. And now here is another interception. And the Colts come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed They did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Colts, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they'll return home next week to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile,